Darling, darling, you're beautiful. Gotta keep your head up. Never let anything bring you down. Sunshine will always come around. Stay strong, move on. You have such a beautiful soul. Let your energy radiate.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mid Week Mindfulness. I have not recorded anything in a few minutes since the holidays and since the new year. Today, January 7th, 2021, seemed like an appropriate time to bring back just a little bit of mindfulness, just a little bit of perhaps some peacefulness, tranquility within our bodies, within our minds based on yesterday's events in our nation's capital. Um, I wish I had done this yesterday, but I was probably not in the best of mindsets towards the end of the day. So I am offering this to you as my gift today, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year, that maybe you can hold space for this little 10 to 15-minute meditation practice. So I'm going to invite you to perhaps close your eyes, find a comfortable seat, sensing the lower part of the body, you're grounding into your seat. Maybe just wiggling the hips a little bit. If you are sitting on the floor, maybe feeling that connection of the outer legs to the ground or the earth below. And if you're in a chair, maybe just the backs of the thighs, the lower back, mid back to your chair, to your support. Most importantly, feeling the connectivity of the feet, the right foot being the side of the body that we go out into the world with, we step out into. The left foot being the part of the body or the side of the body that relates to what we came into this life cycle with. All the intuition, all of the capacity to understand, all lying innately within us. And I really just invite you to get acquainted with your own breath, how that feels within your space, within your vessel, within your body. Just noticing on your inhalation how far the air can go in. Maybe it stops at the throat. Maybe your exhale is just a little bit longer than your inhale, or vice versa. Really not trying to change anything, but to just notice and get acquainted, like I said, with your natural breath. Start to allow the sacral area of the back, the lower curvature of the spine to just fall in. Again, try not to change anything, but just notice where your tailbone might be pointing. Start to feel the sensation up towards the lower belly, wrapping around maybe to the side flanks of the body, just above the hips. Notice where you're at in the upper belly, lower rib cage area. And again, sweep around to the back. Just allow your mind to notice things in your body. Perhaps there's a little bit of stiffness or a little bit of sensation. Rising up now to the chest cavity, feeling the sensations of that area in the heart space, coming around under the armpits to the back, just at the bottom of the shoulder blades. And as we move up the scapula over the shoulders, the roundness of the shoulders down to the arms like waterfalls, just hanging there, maybe supported by the arm of your chair. If you've chosen to lay down, maybe they're at your sides, or just floating nicely on your lap or your knees. And the fingers are just loose, relaxed. Noticing the breath and where it is now as we come up the neck, jawline, chin, lower back of the head, almost like a turtleneck area. Just letting the mind rest there for a minute. We hold a lot of tension in that area from the shoulder to the neck to the jaw. And now coming into the mouth and just again noticing how the air circulates in the mouth. Maybe just releasing the tongue and letting that sort of float down to the bottom. Noticing the air hopefully coming in through the nostrils at this point and how it's circulating through the sinuses, maybe the inner ear. Feeling a loosening sensation in the back mound of the skull. Finally moving to the top of the ears, the temples, eye sockets, eyebrows, forehead, between the eyebrows, especially coming into the center of your mind. And maybe now just taking one deep inhale, imagining you're drawing the air in through the crown of the head, the top of the head, and see how much you can expand and open up the torso, the vessel, the balloon, the chamber, the cylinder of the center body. And then slowly, smoothly, maybe even a little bit longer, we exhale. Feel free to exhale through the mouth for a few more rounds of breath, maybe just releasing any last tension as we just settle into a little mindful moment. I'd like to offer up a sense of cleansing, a sense of what we call in Sanskrit and yoga the Niyama Saucha, simplicity and clearing, allowing for space, allowing for us to bring in only what is serving us and what we need to have to fulfill our purposes, to allow ourselves to find joy and happiness and bliss. And it's only possible through clearing out the clutter, clearing out the debris, the stagnant energy that was either imposed on us by others or situations of circumstance. Maybe it's as simple as our physical space around us and just clearing out the cobwebs. And although it is easy to clean, it's not always easy to keep clean and to keep a clear head. Sometimes we just have a knee-jerk reaction to situations, to events, even to words or things that we read. And keeping that clear head, keeping that sense of self, drawing into self, may oftentimes be the best way to cope with the stress that can start to build up in our bodies. But we are best perhaps just staying clean and unattached. And again, it's easier said than done, but imagine, if you will, a jar or a bowl. Maybe you have something in your home, it's a container of sorts. And just like we breathed into our body containers and we exhaled everything that was in very slowly, very methodically, maybe we can imagine cleaning and clearing that container, that physical container, and all of the emotions and debris and thought that maybe is within our minds. Maybe that's within our space or within our circumstance or the world around us. We can imagine cleaning that vessel, rinsing it over and over repeatedly. Maybe taking a nice soft towel, drying it off, taking great care in drying the inside and clearing out the inner and the outer shell of that container. And perhaps there's a lid that we can perform the same routine of cleansing with, even if it's just in our thoughts and our minds. Just physically imagine doing this. Again, focusing on your natural breath. And as the thoughts come in, we can imagine deciding if we're going to just put those into our container or if we're going to discard them. So it may be anything that needs attending, anything that needs to be kept and preserved, we take and we put into that container. And as the thoughts come in that we know will not serve us, or maybe we're just not sure, we can discard them. Interestingly enough, the thoughts that will be persistent will come back again and again. And you'll always have this opportunity to come back to the breath, come back to your container, and make the decision to let it float past, to discard, and just keep what you need, keep what's serving you. Keep what you feel is deserving of this container, this special place where you keep things. And when you're ready with a deep breath, we're going to inhale again, hopefully through the nose. And as you do so, imagine taking the lid of your container or the cloth or whatever it is that's going to cover and protect it. And on the exhale, just imagine placing it over the top of the container. Feel free to take a few more deep breaths or fall back into that natural breath that you were acquainted with at the beginning of this meditation practice. Find a place in your mind, in your heart, where you can place this container. And now come back to the body. Maybe just take a little scan again of your toes all the way up through your foot, through your legs. Feel that grounding sensation, feel the support of the earth or the chair beneath you. Feel the rise and the lift of the chest as you breathe in clean, fresh air. And as you exhale, maybe that air spilling out over the top of your head, the crown. As we take one quick scan up the arms, scanning belly, chest, throat, neck, lower face, eyes, ears. Finally coming to the top of the head where those beautiful exhalations are happening. And if you're ready to come back to your simple, cleared, uncluttered, what I call the 3Ds, the place where you are decluttering, distilling, and distressing, just start to open your eyes. Take in the space that you're in. And with one deep cleansing breath, maybe just raising up the arms, taking in all that beautiful energy around you. And on the exhale, maybe just deciding if we're going to bring our hands into a prayer or hand over heart, just lowering the chin. Thank you for joining me. Take care.
Darling, darling, you're beautiful. Gotta keep your head up. Never let anything bring you down. Sunshine will always come around. Stay strong, move on. You have such a beautiful soul. Let your energy radiate